It's no sleep, baby.
Hello. Hey, have we begun? AJ's got to teach our new producer how to produce. It's Sam Hershock behind the desk tonight. Oh, Sam, you got a mic. Say hello, Sam.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey. This is a comedy podcast. It's called No Sleep, the comedy podcast. That's not what it's called.
Yeah,
but it's close to that. I'm here. I'm hosting. I'm getting the show going tonight. Do I have any jokes? No, because I'm lazy.
Oh.
And I worked all day. But I do have something. AJ, are you ready? AJ's sitting down. There he is, AJ, the man with the plan. He's got a joke for you. I guarantee it.
I do have a joke. I apologize. Our executive producer is under the weather. Got some other stuff going on. So, yes, thank you to Sam Hershock. Might be familiar with Sam. He's been on the podcast before, and he's got some awfully big space boots to fill. You know what I'm saying? So, got to turn on the iPad, too. It's all a mess. Jokes. All right, here we go. I'm officially too old for my death to be considered a tragedy, which is kind of a bit of a bummer to me. I assume my obituary is going to read something like this. A.J. Simmons died of an ice cream overdose. He is survived by his cat and 1,500 Pornhub Safari bookmarks.
Those bookmarks will miss you.
Yes. And then my next little jokey for you here. Lately, I've been feeling like I blew it and fucked up my career in life. Until I remembered that time when me and my buddy Jake got our carpentry framing job off Craigslist and lied about having experience. The only experience I had was I built a birdhouse one time.
Nice.
So that job didn't go great.
AJ, if you die before like 70, it's a tragedy.
I know. It was just for the joke.
All right.
But it's one of those things where once you hit 30s, it is sort of like you're grown up and
Right.
you're kind of old-ish.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if somebody dies, like, I'm not arguing, I guess, but I feel like it would be. I'd be pretty sad if you died.
No, I appreciate that. I would also be sad.
Yeah.
But there is
I'd like to think I mean, everyone in here is older than you. I think it'd be sad if I died.
But
that's
then
what I'd like.
It wouldn't be very sad if I died.
Yeah, I mean, no offense, but if Alex did, that you hit a certain age where like the death is no longer a tragedy. It's more like it's a part of life.
I'm like 5 or 6 years away from it being sad.
Yeah.
I'm getting close.
Like I remember being younger, I guess, and hearing that someone died, like even in the late 30s or 40s, and being like, yeah, sometimes that's how it goes, baby. And that's maybe more of a young person mindset. That was kind of what I was aiming for.
Yeah. See,
we're already arguing. Off to a rough start.
No. I don't have a joke. I just have an observation from I was watching videos today. Well, I wasn't. I actually tried today not to look at social media while I was working. And my first stop, I finished, and I got back in the van, and I looked right. I was like, Zeep. I was like, oh, shit. I looked right at it, like, habitually. And then I made a point not to look at it the rest of the day. And it was hard. That's just random, but it's a tough thing not to do.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't the iPhone also, if you dare look at it, it'll tell you like exactly what your screen time is throughout the day?
It does that once a week.
Once a week. Oh.
I tell don't tell me that.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? The 6 weeks I had off with a new baby, it was like 40 minutes a day. And then I went back to work, and it was like 4 hours and 45 minutes a day. And I was like, that's weird. I saw a thing today where people complain about superhero movies that, like, grown men need to get over it because it's like an extended adolescence that we all like superhero. I know you guys don't like them as much as I do, but you know, I fucking love them. Not all of them. Some are good, some are bad. But I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't know. Shut the fuck up, old guys calling it extended adolescence. You watch fucking Westerns from the time you were 5 until you were 85. Who fucking cares?
Same diff.
Plus, they couldn't make these movies when you were going to movies in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have the ability to make these movies, so you're not interested now. I don't give a fuck. Shut your stupid old ass up.
If you had Scarlett Johansson in latex back then, you would like the movies too.
I'm saying, oh, you don't like fantastical things happening in movies?
Get out of here.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of here.
And I get it. There's too many of them, and many of them are bad now.
Yeah,
But still, but I'm like, they used to make every other movie was a Western. So honestly, I've heard enough, you know, and it might be an extended adolescence. Look at what I'm wearing. I'm not an adult.
he's got yellow.
No one will be
Crocs and a
sad if I
grizzly.
die, though.
To be clear, I think death is sad.
That's different.
At a certain point, it
Yeah,
no longer
yeah.
becomes a tragedy, in my
Right,
opinion.
right.
It becomes like, yeah, people die. Like, even people at my age now, it's shocking and stuff. But if you talk to a young person, they think 30-something is old. They're like,
Well, yeah, that's because young people are stupid.
of course, but we're always younger, you know.
It's all relative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We start young, and we're always looking up towards, you know.
I remember being in kindergarten and thinking sixth graders were like adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you go out to the bars back in the day, and there'd be some like 27-year-old there, and you're like, "What? What are you doing, old man?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Go home and go back to the nursing home, old motherfucker. You're 26 years old, asshole."
Yeah, we lived with a 28-year-old when I was my second year of college, and we were all like, ugh.
Gross.
Yeah, what are you doing here? dog?"
Yikes.
Yeah.
But then eventually you hit a point, I guess probably late 20s, early 30s, kind of where I am, where then you start to justify your age a lot more, where you're like, I'm still young.
Oh, buddy.
I still got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're still
And then you live that for the rest of your life.
absolutely like
Because you always feel like
telling
yourself.
yourself, "It's fine, it's cool. I'm still young."
It is
Right.
fine and cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a shiny shirt
older
on in
you
the
get-
club,
Yeah.
doing the
With
cabbage
a
patch.
fedora and a shiny shirt. Yeah.
I still got it. I get older, and these girls get older too.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I think it was all the deaths today that maybe got me, that
oh
fired
yeah,
that joke up. You know?
Christopherson,
Yeah.
Pete
Yeah.
Rose,
Because you
The
see that,
Kembe Mutombo.
the Kembe Mutombo. Holy shit,
yeah, because he was pretty young. I mean, you know,
57.
yeah.
Yeah.
But depending on who you talk to, I mean, I think no matter what, if it's someone you care about, it's always too soon. But if you look at, you know, the grand scheme of, there are people that die when they're 5 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's what was Mutombo's
Brain cancer.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Those big guys, I always assume it's like a heart thing, like Andre.
Yeah,
the
any
Giant.
big guy, like it's like a big dog. Like, you know, little. If you get like a little Shih Tzu, that dog's gonna live to be 18. If you get a German Shepherd or a Saint Bernard, they're living to like 12.
Yeah,
The
tops.
bigger, the
Not
worse.
even, dude. Like some of those St. Bernards, you got. I know family friends would get Burmese mountain dogs, and their life expectancy. They're like brown and black St. Bernards. That's what they look like, and their life expectancy was like 7 years. Like, why do you even want this dog?
No thanks.
Yeah.
Mix it with something. Give it some longevity, please.
Yeah, because the mutts seem to do the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
German Shepherds, their hips go out.
yeah, we had German Shepherds all through when my parents were still together, and every single one would get hip dysplasia,
Yeah.
and it would be like the saddest thing to see because eventually they're just like dragging their legs behind them.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah, good
That's
times.
gonna be me in about 2 years from now.
Yeah,
Be dragging my legs back. Hey guys, we're ready to podcast.
Army crawling.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
crawl in.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Today I was trying
Lieutenant
to
Alex.
stock beers above my head, and I was like, "Oh, my shoulders!" Oh, it was pretty sad. Pretty sad. Yeah.
Did Alex have any jokes, or are we gonna breeze right by that?
You know what? I've decided at this point I'm not good at coming up with jokes because that's just not how my brain works. And if you put me on the spot and say make a joke, I can't do it.
Fair enough.
So I thought, what can I do instead? I thought I'll come up with a top 10 list.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
But then I didn't have enough time to come up with a top 10 list. But
But you came up with the idea.
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
close. It's close.
Oh,
So we'll get there. But this is my first top 10-ish list. It's like 6 though. So here are the top 10. Here are the top 10 gamer tags that I played against in Call of Duty this weekend.
okay.
I
All
like
right.
it.
But it's more like 6.
It's 6 though.
It's almost top 10.
It's 6
It
of the
is.
top 10.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough time to play video games. I was making ice cream. So, all right. Number 10.
So it's going to go from 10 to 4?
Who fucking cares? Coochie Wedgie.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
What were you doing before this, Alex?
Huh?
Had a couple soda pops.
Number, I guess, 9.
Coochie
Anal Destroyer 911.
Oh, right.
Hey.
I think that's my mom's.
Yeah. Next, Donald Gump 2024.
Okay.
Donald Gump.
That'd be a wild crossover.
Yeah. Yeah.
James Bond 007 420 69.
Okay.
Because all the
right.
numbers are that much funnier.
Yeah.
A man of culture, I see.
Yeah.
Only Feet for Me.
Okay.
Number
That was
4.
Sam.
Yeah. And then my last one is Your Mom Sucks Small Dicks.
Oh, that's pretty good. Insult.
Was sucks with an X.
Oh, they were all X's. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
I love the gamer tag.
So those who are the people that I was playing video games against this week.
Are you willing to put out your gamer tag?
It's Dad is Bad. 2 D's on both.
Oh,
Dad is bad with 2 D's. All right.
nice.
Subscribe to
I
Alex.
started trying to play video games to impress my son, but I was very bad at them. So I said, Dad is bad.
Now you're good.
And then he kind of gave up on that. And then I got really into it. And now Dad is bad in a good way.
yeah, like Michael
Right.
Jackson bad.
Not bad meaning bad, but mad meaning good.
like a baddie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Daddy's a baddie.
That's right.
That's a sweet way to try to get to bond with your son, though. You know.
Oh yeah, no,
Meet
he
him
was
where
he
he
was
is.
he had an Xbox and he was like the best at Fortnite. I'm like, all right, oh look, I got a PS5. Are you into that? And he's like, I'm not. I'm like, well, okay, well, I guess I'll try it out. And
Here you
now
are
it's my
today.
main pastime.
Yeah.
What's the? Because I'm so out of the loop with all the video games at this point. What's the hot game? Right, like what are you playing? I guess. I remember Ghost of Tsushima was kind of something.
There's
I
going to
heard
be a
about.
sequel to that. I heard people
Yeah.
are upset about it for some reason.
Oh, it's because there's a lady. Yes, Ghost of Tsushima has a new one. It's Ghost of forget it, something else. But it's going to be a lady is the main protagonist,
Oh,
and people are upset that it's a lady. Great game though,
very pretty game, right?
beautiful.
The art
Yeah,
is nice.
when the game borders on art. Pretty
That's
cool.
right. I saw a trailer for the Minecraft movie. Man, that looks like a hot fucking turd.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, buddy.
Does it look like Minecraft?
Minecraft is like the number 1 game in the world.
I know.
Wow.
Or Roblox, or that. Yeah, it's but it's
Starring-
played by like
Children.
like 5th graders.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's starring
But
They have
Jason.
it
Momoa.
makes billions of dollars.
my nephew
Yeah.
is deep into some Minecraft and Mario.
Huh.
So Minecraft, it's like a world where it's so it's a new game, but it's very like kind of old school, where it's almost like it's not the
It's
high fidelity
blocks.
graphics.
It's like pixel
it's
art.
blocks
Yeah.
and pixel art,
Yeah.
but you can build your own world and do all these things. And people have built someone built like a working computer in the game that plays other games.
Really?
It gets real deep and weird. Yeah,
That's kind of
Damn.
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen nothing that crazy. I want to look into that now because that's wild. But I saw someone they'll create full-scale replicas of like Minas Tirith from Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah.
Where I'm like that. I mean,
Taking some time out of your day. To do that.
where I'm like, I don't know how you bring that up on a first date necessarily, but it's pretty impressive. This is a full-scale Millennium Falcon I built in Minecraft.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, baby. There's plenty of
28 years.
Yeah, you could be my little co-pilot.
Yeah. I brought an extra pair of dry panties for you.
Yeah. Since my jokes earlier stunk, here's a new joke for you. We were talking about Alex playing video games to connect with his son. Toll's working on connecting with his new daughter.
That's right.
By also shitting his pants every night.
That's true. I said, whenever I see her make that face, I go, and then I do it too. And we bond.
Yes.
Nice.
And then she takes a little puff of the vape.
Makes her shit all
Just
over again.
seal the deal.
Yep.
Yeah. That's nice.
Like, this one's cherry flavored, darling.
That one was good.
Yes.
I puffed on it a couple times last night.
Previous one, not so good. This one's good.
Yeah, what is it? Black cherry,
Black
pumpkin
cherry
spice?
peach.
Black cherry
Of course.
Yeah, what are you rocking right now?
This is
Put your readers on.
it's called Meta Moon.
Oh, how do you decide on that?
I'd never had it before, so I'm like, give me one of those.
Oh, okay. I'm down to the last 2 episodes of The Sopranos.
Oh, last
Yes.
2.
Yep.
Oh,
You
shit.
fly through those babies. That 6th season. They really are like, we were setting these guys up that there might be some kind of redemption arc. No, they're all just the worst. Everyone in the show is the worst person you've ever met.
I know, that's
with the
why
exception of the
I watched the
psychiatrist.
first
Oh,
2.
Melfi stays good.
2 and
She's still not that good because she just allows fucking Tony
now
Soprano.
Melfi
to
is the moral center of the entire show.
still
she
not
is.
that good though.
Like she's
Nah.
the audience almost or something.
right,
Yeah.
but she should be doing.
No, but she
more.
does, but she in the 6th season she realizes, oh man, all this work I've done with this guy is just making him a better criminal. And then she
Right.
cuts him off. She's like, "Fuck you!" At the end,
Well, see,
That's the
that
whole
must be
thing.
in the last 2 episodes. then.
it's the last. It may be the last
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
She's like, "Fuck this!
She finally
You're
breaks it off with Tony.
irredeemable."
Yeah,
But yeah,
Wow.
because they ain't no good.
They ain't no
no, I know. Like the
And you
first
do
three,
start to wonder-
the first 3 seasons are fun because they're all doing their crazy shit. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, but and then they just keep getting worse and worse, and you're like, ugh.
And then the
Yikes.
6th season, they're like, it's all starts to come back and bite them all in the ass a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm gonna
okay,
finish that show one of these days.
You better.
I'm gonna get a girl pregnant so then I can watch it with her. You know,
There you go.
that's the move.
That's the
Yep.
plan. It's gonna be pretty hard with a vasectomy.
Yeah,
but-
right? Crazier things have happened. Yeah, I got one of those little tests because I think just maybe baby fever. Like you were having a baby, Cliff was having a baby. I was like, maybe it's time for old AJ to have a baby. And I was like, maybe the vasectomy, maybe it was bumped.
Didn't take.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it didn't take. So I got and you're supposed to do like at home
Tastes
tests.
like it took.
Yeah. A little wang to it. But you're supposed to do these little tests every couple of years just to make sure. And I was sort of
Yeah.
like hoping that I'd have a few, just even if it was like 1%.
Couple breakthroughs.
Right,
Yeah, just kind of being like, eh. But no, it was stone cold
You took the
zero.
test and like,
yeah.
no, your balls are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're little craisins now. Just floating around in a coin purse.
Doing nothing for no one.
Re-entering your bloodstream, going through your kidneys. I used to do that joke about shitting sperm because you have a vasectomy. Remember that stuff? Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's why I kept it.
That was a classic toll bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I should come for a whole different reason. Get it, folks?
That's a deep. It was
It's
deep.
an inside job.
Yeah. It's a real thinker. Did I talk about my gym story?
I don't think so.
I've talked about the gym a bit, but did I talk about the sweet little Asian lady at my gym yet?
I don't
with you
think
all?
so.
Well, I'm going to tell the story right now.
All right,
if you
let's
don't
hear it.
mind.
Nope.
If you don't mind.
Please, please.
So I have been going to the gym, the Anytime Fitness in my area for I guess pretty much this whole year is really when my workout journey started, right? And as you go to the gym, you notice who's there all the time, I guess. You realize, like, there's levels to this, as the kids say. There's a lady, a sweet little old Asian lady, who's there literally every single day, busting ass for like 2 hours.
Damn.
And they print out this thing at my gym every month that's like who came the most, basically. And they don't like shove it down your throat.
And AJ's like, wait, do they have cameras in the showers?
I came a lot.
Yeah. AJ Simmons 500 times. But, you know, I'm assuming it's just to kind of like motivate or be like bragging rights. I'm assuming where it's like, oh, wow, you know, Alex came 31 days in January or whatever. And so I see the names on the list. And because it's an Asian lady, and I see a name that's like Tao.
Mooding.
Something like that, right? Tao, and then like M. Dot or whatever. I'm like, oh, clearly that's the Asian lady, right? I don't say anything to her, but I'm like, oh, of course. So I'm connecting the dots. And then this was just like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. It turns out her name is Linda. And so I was feeling pretty bad about myself, like what a shitty racist person I am, right? But we'd met a few times, but that was the first time I had learned
and you
her
see
name.
her there all the time. You were just putting, you were just using deductive reasoning,
right?
Yeah.
But I was feeling bad about myself.
Yeah.
But then, literally that same day, and like I said, we had met. She'd got my name, but that was the first time I had got her name. And she was like, all right, see you later, Derek. She thought I was a different white guy. And that's a totally true story. And I was like, well, I guess, you know.
Oh, yes.
We're all, it's both ways.
Yeah, I guess we're all pretty shitty when you think about it. She confused me for a different white guy with a beard. So,
fair enough.
Fair enough. And she felt really bad, and it was very cute. Because I was just like, trust me, it's okay. I didn't tell her, but I was like, I totally thought you were probably the Asian man.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
So that's something that happened from the scroll.
I see.
I'm gonna fist fight my landlord later. Thinks.
Oh.
But you know that's nothing.
Nothing new. Did you see this?
Oh my God! It's finally here.
You got it.
Oh. And it was only $5,000.
Even the little doors open.
Fully articulated.
That's a Dave special right there.
For me and my sweetie. Hop in, baby.
Do the back doors open?
Let's take a look. Ooh. I don't know if the back.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you just got to crawl in. Maybe the seat goes forward. That's pretty sweet, though. Hot damn. The Raptor.
Yeah, Josh, the guy whose account got hacked that AJ fell hook, line, and sinker for, which was so upsetting. Whoever has taken the account over is still at it.
Damn.
And he listed like 30 things for sale the last couple days.
How's he getting any money if nothing will go through anyway?
Yeah.
He's just fishing.
Yeah. But I mean,
so I saw that and it's like all these like literally like 30 things for sale. Like PS5s, cars, furniture, all this great stuff. So I'm like, all right, poor Josh. I'm like, I'm gonna submit this to Facebook and be like,
report it.
Yeah, I report it. I said fraud, like this is wrong, blah blah blah. And so I submit it. I'm like, hopefully, enough's enough. And then yesterday I got the response back from Facebook. They're like, no, this is fine.
Are you serious?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
You got a real crack
Facebook is
scene.
Oh,
fine with it. Of course.
They were like, actually, we bought some of this stuff.
That's funny because one of our friends recently quoted someone and then got flagged and had his post taken down.
For quoting someone?
Yeah, for saying something that someone else.
Oh, the things that I've never been put in Facebook
never have
jail.
either.
I've kept my nose clean, but the things that I've reported that are clear violations of Facebook. I'm not like trying to tattle or but I'll see something. I'm like, this is egregious. And
What
I'll
have
be
you
like,
reported?
Like shit where it's like clearly like someone is like the whole Josh's account being taken over by a clear scammer.
Right.
Like stuff where it's clear, like this is wrong. Like,
Right.
let me just submit this because someone has to.
Yeah, this
And
isn't
I'm
like a
sure someone
political
else
thing.
is, so let's make sure this gets taken down. Like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sure. This is why social media is a fucking nightmare. This is why we're all tricked into bullshit because the fucking people in charge are like, no, we're gonna let all this ride as long as we can because it keeps engagement up and it makes us money. So you have to be like fucking a dog on Facebook.
No, that wasn't flagged yet.
It's still
took a
out
while.
there.
Yeah.
It's got 2 million likes, but
It had a shitload of likes, millions of views.
had like a couple hearts,
Yeah.
a couple
Social
cares.
media, so bad,
Yeah.
so bad.
Well, I was talking to because Soul popped over for a little while last night. I was talking. My algorithm is at an all-time low on Facebook. I can't believe it. I'm getting posts of photos I took that I sent to Toll and Sarah of like the family photo.
Yeah.
I'm just now. It's
A
like
week later.
A week later, just
Yeah.
getting them into my feed where I'm like, what's going on here? But
is
then
a
I'm getting
little-
100 posts of whatever. Yeah, gaping and all sorts of shit. You know.
Are you really getting those?
I mean, sometimes. No, the ones I've been seeing a lot lately that I think are pretty clever is the one. Have you seen it where it'll be a video of a lady, usually a nice looking lady, I might add, doing something that would not be flagged, but then there's a single frame that you try to pause on.
Yeah. They try, and
Where
then
it's
if you like click enough, you'll accidentally like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
know what
not
talking
falling for
about?
that again.
Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
see that on Instagram.
I know exactly what
you're talking about.
Instagram, where it's like pause game.
Yeah, pause
Yeah.
it. And if you pause it, you'll get basically like the nude.
Right, the
Yeah.
full nude.
But it's so quick of a frame that like the AI whatever can't catch it. to
yeah, I mean,
flag it,
people on
which is pretty brilliant, honestly.
I saw a
And it gets me. I'm like, just for the game alone,
yeah,
I'm
Right.
trying to
I
pause
gotta
it.
try.
yeah.
I gotta see what these butt cheeks look like. And then it's also kind of smart because the more and more you try to do it, it's just racking
It's
up those
engagement.
views. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
engagement. It's racking up the views.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
just gaming the system because you can't like you can't have nudity or all these other things. You're like, okay, fine, and then there'll be ladies with enormous tits that are their nipples are 3/4 of the way covered,
Yeah.
and they'll start bouncing around and be like, hey, and then like the flash of the pause game,
Yeah.
and it's like, this is where we're at now. This is what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Alex, what are you doing in there? Angela, shut up!
Leave me alone.
I'm working.
Pause.
You have multiple phones out. You're trying to hit them all.
I also fall where they're like they're gonna do something super interesting, or at least something relatively interesting. And you're like, oh, what's this? You start watching the video, and then they keep talking about doing it, and talking about and almost doing it, and I'm like,
I mean, that's
They're-
that's
they're
where it's
never
at
doing
because it's not like the
Then I
whole
stopped giving into those.
the algorithm. We all
And I've
have
stopped
we all
giving
have our own algorithm that's working us, right? Every
Yeah.
single person has an algorithm that's working them to figure out how can we get this asshole to keep looking, just keep scrolling.
Yeah, never leave.
And so everything, all the rules keep getting pushed. It's not about what you like or what you're interested in. It's what will you look at for 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so it's not good. It's nothing's good. It's
it's
not
what grabs your brain.
It's not like, like I'm interested in making ice cream and I'm interested in comedy and whatever, but it's the algorithm will push anything to you that you'll just pause and be like,
even if
and
it's
it's
'cause
all-
you just disagreeing.
oh
with
yeah,
it might be
even if
okay.
it's bad, yes, there'll be things where it's like it's a negative thing where someone's doing something stupid or something you don't like, but you're stopping for a moment, just a moment. It's all it takes, and being like, "What's this now?" And then the algorithm's like, "Oh,
Gotcha, bitch.
bring it in! Come on, more! Got your ass! That's exactly it.
That
Yeah.
guy is my algorithm. He's got his little camera.
So there's nothing. It's not positive. It's not like a helpful thing. It's just, hey, what are you willing to pause for a moment to look at? Is it a car accident? Is it someone getting hit by a truck and flying through the air? Is it
a
someone
lady
who's
fucking a dog?
Is it Is it a lady fucking a dog? Is it a lady's whose nipples you can almost see? Is that what you're saying? And every guy's like, yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
yeah, like what?
Artistically, I'm intrigued.
Yes. Where can I see more of this?
Oh, I know. I can always tell how my mental health is doing by what my Discover page looks like on Instagram, where I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm a little horny lately, huh? It's just all boobs and butts.
Yeah.
Right now, it's all, it's kind of Lord of the Rings stuff, which is even sadder when you think about it. Where it's just like, wow, man. Not only are you
That's a real
sexless,
thing, at least.
Yeah,
there's
true.
nothing wrong with that. The whole when I I'll get on Instagram and if you go to see you go to hit the search button and then it shows all the things you want to see. And it's always ladies with giant tits shaking. I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm a dude and I love boobs and I will take I'll take a moment to look at boobs, but I'm not trying to see boobs. I want to see.
I know. Sometimes
And Facebook's like, no, you want boobs, buddy. Boobs. Please stop.
Well, and it's obviously a dime a dozen as well, because so many people who have boobs are putting them on the internet
Sure.
because they can make revenue out of it. Whereas there's only so many great articles about the life cycle of a beaver or whatever
Right.
that I'm actually interested in. You
Yeah.
know,
I love.
Right.
Yeah, I love that.
I
shit.
want to learn.
Where it's like
please.
I
let
just
me
saw a
learn.
thing that beavers pause.
Yeah,
when
they
they're
hear
taking
it.
down
I
a
was just
tree.
thinking of that.
They pause to listen to see if the tree's falling down,
Yeah, like-
and then they take another bite, and then they pause.
So we all have that part of our algorithm.
Yeah, right.
I love that part too.
See, I want that stuff.
Sometimes I'm annoyed by the constant. I'm like, okay, I get it. There's a bunch of hot ladies on Instagram.
That want me to look at.
All right,
Yeah.
and they all love old fat guys.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't think
Somehow,
it's true.
yeah.
But then I watch The Sopranos and I'm like, do they all love old fat guys? Because The
think they
Sopranos
do.
is breaking my brain. Because apparently all you have to do to hook up with a lady is be an enormous, weird-looking fat guy
With a weird voice.
and be like, hey, what do you think of this? And touch their face.
No,
And they're like, oh my God.
You're forgetting the main point, though. You have to have an enormous amount of power and money.
But some of them don't even know that at
they
a
know
given point.
They can
I
feel
know.
the power.
But it's just like, God, what the hell?
Have you been watching The Penguin?
I have been watching.
I haven't watched
It's
the
on my
second episode.
scroll.
Oh,
I have not watched the second either. The
It
first
is.
one was great though.
Yeah.
First was great. Second was
I'll
fantastic.
probably watch that tonight.
It's
If-
great.
Yeah, we
if
almost
get done
watched it
early
last
enough. Yeah, I knew we would. I was like, we watched the entirety of Fargo. I looked at it for 5
We
minutes,
talked right through it.
jib jabbing like a couple of old ladies.
I did have a note about Fargo though. Fargo, great movie, Coen Brothers. Back when I forget how old Fargo is compared,
Yeah,
because I guess it looks oldish, but I didn't realize it was like
The movie?
The movie, yeah,
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
96 or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
it was
an old
before they actually let them both put their name on directed, because there was a rule where it couldn't be directed by two people for a
Oh,
long
okay.
time. So it only says Joel Coen. That's how old it is.
right.
But the real point I had was, I will say, and I wish there was an Oscar for this, William H. Macy might be the most talented playing a hateable character guy of all time. His fucking character in that is
Yeah.
like unnervingly annoying. Like, you want to
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah.
Like, as a person. And he did it again in Jurassic Park 3 with Tia Leone.
He does
That
it.
duo,
in,
unbelievably annoying.
There's a movie. What the hell is it called? The Ice Box, the cooler, where
Oh,
he
yeah.
plays a dude that just his presence is bad luck. And you're like, I buy this. It seems like it would work.
Dog Track Dave.
And
Yeah,
in, Boogie,
yeah.
in Boogie Nights too, he's just like this loser, just,
Pathetic.
like,
Yeah, same thing.
blows his brains out.
Yep.
Yep.
Shoots his wife. That's
And her lover.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is good.
Won't
He's a
stop
good
fucking
actor.
other
Yeah, I
guys
mean, he's
in
such a
front of
great
him.
actor.
He's good at playing losers.
Yeah, even Selfless, he's like
Yeah.
that father-
Shameless.
Shameless. Is
Yeah, yeah.
Selfless. That's a whole different show.
That would be an entirely different show.
Or he's just
That'd be
great
a
guy.
very different
Yeah.
show.
He's just good. He's just a good dude.
Just a good dad.
Here
Yeah.
you go, take my money.
Yeah.
That's right. That's Selfless.
Uh,
Yeah, it'd be a very different show. Yeah, Gallagher or something. I only watched a little bit of that show. Seemed all right.
It's fantastic.
I see. I didn't like it. It's too gross for me, and like the episode.
Too gross for Tol McGrain.
I don't like that stuff. And like he shows the episode. I was like, I'm gonna start watching this show maybe, and I watched it for a while, and a couple episodes in, he's passed out drunk, and then this like teenage girl has sex with him and videotapes it, and then she gives the tape to her dad, and then her dad fucking kills himself in a frozen pond, and I was like, this show isn't really for me, I don't think. I didn't really like that very much. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
This one ain't for me.
No.
That's fair.
It was like I wanted to watch
It seemed heavy material. I didn't watch much.
what was the biker show?
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. So I'm like, I think I could get into this show. Like I like Ron Perlman. And I turn it on, I'm like, I'm gonna start watching Sons of Anarchy. And I start and it's fucking Peg Bunny getting violently raped. And I was like, I don't know about this show either. I'm like, oh, Peg Bunny looking good, Peg. I was like, oh, Katie Seagal. I know her real name. Don't worry about it. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't think I'll
Is
be
that
watching
first
Sons of
episode? Is that the
Anarchy.
pilot?
I don't think it
Oh, okay.
was. I don't know when.
That'd be a
when-
crazy pilot
yeah.
to open with.
And I was like, yeah, I think like I can handle it if I'm there with it. You know what I'm saying? But like just to show up and be like, this is what's happening. And I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, those were all in an era of shows that I just didn't ever get to, like The Walking Dead, Sons of
Yeah.
Anarchy, Shameless, that whole era of TV.
Yeah.
I was doing like way too much robo tripping or something.
Yeah.
To like,
No, that happens to everyone. Like early 2000s, like I was checked out.
Yeah.
I didn't see a bunch of stuff. Like everyone has their era where you'll just miss like 5, 6, 7, 8 things that just
Plus The Walking Dead, I was way into The Walking Dead, and it just kept going and
they
going.
kept walking.
And I think it's still good. They're still making spin-offs.
Yeah. Fuck that.
There's
show.
a Negan spin-off.
That
There's
show was good for 3 seasons.
It
and then they
was
just kept,
really good.
they
But then
kept
at the
it.
end of every season, they were like, finally, we made it through this horrible time in our lives and we can move forward. And then something even worse happened. Yeah, like, yeah. You're like, all right, Walking Dead, I've had about enough of this.
yeah. I do like that guy that played. You said Negan. That's his
Yeah.
name? He's been in a ton of shit. I can never think of
Yes.
his name. He was in Supernatural as
Yep.
the dad for a while.
Jeffrey Dean.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
Sam's got it. Were you a Walking Dead guy?
Yeah, and then I stopped because it kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
And now there's like 4 spin-offs. And I'm like, who the fuck is still watching all of
Yeah.
these? God
Yeah.
damn.
A lot of those spin-offs don't work. I will say House of the Dragon's pretty good though. That's a decent.
I'm not. See, I can't. It hasn't grabbed me. I thought it was all right, but I was like, meh.
To go back to the Penguin.
Oh, yes,
So
that's
I
right.
watched. So the first 2 episodes, and it's. So I guess. So the first episode picks up right where the Batman ended.
It's like 3 weeks later, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I guess this series is going to go, and then the movie, the next Batman, is going to pick up on that.
Right.
So this is all
pick up
set
where
for
this
that.
penguin.
And I don't think
ends.
Batman is going to be in the Penguin at all.
I don't think so. No, it's a mafia movie or a TV show, and it's real. I mean, it's real. I had tepid expectations for it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is actually
Yeah.
really good. I mean, Colin Farrell as the Penguin is just like
You forget it. You don't even.
Yeah, he's
you're like,
killing
it's.
Damn.
I don't think I've ever seen a better makeup job in my life because
No.
you don't see him. There's no. It's seamless.
Yeah, I don't think about it being him
They
at
do,
all.
It does not
they'll
look
do
like
a
a
tight
dude.
shot on his face.
Yeah.
There's no seams.
It does not look like a dude in a
It's
fat
really,
suit.
it's pretty, it's pretty impressive.
But I
So
also
I'm
am like,
into it.
couldn't they have found a gross fat Italian guy?
Yeah.
There's plenty of them around. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's a strange
Like,
choice.
Let's get a very handsome.
Hey, all right.
Irish
So
guy.
we're gonna do a Gotham, which means big city America, New York, Chicago, whatever. Dirty, grungy. We're gonna have this guy be a big, fat, gross crime lord.
A take it easy,
What
sweetheart.
about Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
What about this pretty boy Irish guy? And he does it.
He is
He'll
great.
win. He'll win
Yeah.
so many awards. It's really
yeah,
great.
It
It's
does seem to
great.
be kind of like that Heath Ledger Joker thing, where sometimes that almost helps if you have
That's
something.
true. And I remember
Somehow
when,
it does.
when
yeah.
they announced Heath Ledger, I was like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
are they doing?" And then
I was so mad.
yeah, and then
when they showed the first like Heath Ledger like in the makeup, I'm like, oh fuck this!
Yeah.
This is stupid. This is not the Joker. I hate this. And then of course it was
Out of the park.
Alex wanted
fucking
the Italian like Jack Nicholson Joker because wasn't he kind of like almost like a wop?
Who?
No.
The Nicholson Joker?
No.
He wasn't.
No. He was a gangster.
He was Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Yeah.
Period.
That's a good description.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that then.
Yeah.
He's great. I mean, he's the reason.
No, and I'm not. I was never. I mean, it holds up and it's still good. It's that version of. I mean, of that time, it was what it was, and it was very good. And Heath Ledger was just sort of out of left field, and you're like, what?
Yeah, but it can play in your favor of like see if he can pull it off kind of thing.
But that was also not to go back to that OG Batman, but when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, people
Same
were like,
thing.
"What the fuck are you
People
doing?"
were so
If
upset.
the internet had been around, people would have
So
been like,
upset.
"No, it probably wouldn't have happened." And that's how upset people were.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I mean, we have seen it. Like the internet actually changed I think it'll go down in history. That Sonic, like,
Oh, yeah.
that first piece of
Yeah.
artwork
Yes.
they put out, and everyone was like, "Nah,
That
no,
ain't
Yeah.
it.
this ain't it, Chief."
Yeah.
That ain't it.
It was a universal "this ain't it, Chief"
Yep.
Yep.
to an extent where they were like, "We're gonna push it back 6 months just to like
Redo the
CGI it."
CGI.
And
Yep.
then it made a ton of money.
Yes,
and now they're making the third one.
And now Keanu Reeves is going to be fucking Shadow the Hedgehog.
God damn.
Idris Elba is Knuckles.
What?
It's crazy, bro.
But it's sweet though. But it's a testament. It was sort of the Domino's method of like, hey, okay, we admit
Our bad.
Our pizza
Our
did
bad.
suck dick,
Yeah.
and it was made with Chinese newspaper and pubes for like the first 20 years
Right.
or whatever.
And that was on us.
Yeah.
I feel like Domino's
But now,
keeps doing
But-
that, though. Like, how many times are you allowed to do that?
as
To
long
be
as
like,
you
sorry,
Once.
we improved it, but it still wasn't very good. We made it better again. Like, all right, okay,
they're like,
I guess.
"We'll keep
You get
ringing that
one ring.
shammy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that Heath Ledger of like choosing someone who, an Irish guy playing a much bigger, fatter Italian guy.
Yeah.
There's a spectacle in that sometimes can work for you, especially if Colin Farrell is a
And it just like that's
he's a well-liked
like
guy.
while watching it, like just forgetting all that. Like if I never knew, if I just started watching it and had no idea that that's who it was, I would never know.
If they
and I would
said-
still love it.
If
That's
you
the
didn't
whole
know
point.
it was
Yeah.
Colin Farrell and you'd never seen it before, and somebody paused that show and said, "Guess who that is?" You'd be like, "I have no."
You would
fucking
never
idea."
guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
a guy who
No
owns
clue.
a deli somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty good, pretty damn good.
No, but it's it's
yeah, he's
it's-
disappeared into it completely already, which is like the hardest thing to do because even sometimes like Daniel Day-Lewis is someone who I feel like always gets brought up as like a one of one amazing actor,
But
which
you know it's him.
which it is, but I always feel like I can see him acting, if that makes sense.
I mean, he's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying.
He's
so
acting
hard.
as
That's what. Yeah, like
yeah. But you're like that's Daniel Day-Lewis.
yes,
He doesn't vanish into the role. He embodies it
Yeah.
to a level that's
he
beyond.
works really hard at
and
it.
it is amazing and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not a complete vanishment into
Yeah,
like who else has done a penguin style vanishment into their character. There's been some, but I can't think of any where you're just like, wow,
I mean
the guy is gone, the character's here.
Heath is probably up there. I mean, because
Yeah.
despite it kind of having his hair a little still, he was
not him.
it was
that
unrecognizable.
It was not Heath Ledger. It was not. It's
not my guy from A Night-
It was not A Knight's Tale. Yeah,
Yeah.
For
which is what
sure.
I loved him from. I was like,
I do like A Knight's Tale.
it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great movie.
It's
Gary
an okay,
Oldman.
It's an okay movie, guys.
Gary Oldman does it frequently. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
Gary
a good
Oldman
call.
is a good one.
Gary
you guys see-
Oldman, though, he doesn't disappear.
He does more accents than anybody. He does. And have you
Yeah,
seen
but it's-
Churchill?
Yeah, say Christian
shit's crazy.
Bale as
Yeah,
Cheney
that's
was
true.
up there. I would. Put
Yeah,
it.
that was nuts.
Yeah, Christian
Yeah.
Bale is up there.
Yeah, he's done it a few times, but Cheney was wild. Where I was like, I can't believe he's like this good at it. Yeah, there's
Yeah, he
definitely
was
some-
really good at that. You're right.
Yeah, there's a couple, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, kudos to Colin Farrell because as someone who's not really a TV guy and hasn't been for quite some time, like House of the Dragon is the first thing that's really brought me back. The Penguin has done it as well.
That's what's funny though is so they made the Batman, which Told, loved
I
to
did.
a disturbing degree.
I did. Yes.
Good movie. We all loved it.
I kinda
Good-
got over it,
Great
though.
Batman movie. We love it. And
Yes. It was a fling.
and
It was.
And he
still
was
like
in that. Colin Farrell was in that as a Penguin. But now, like, this is where we're at, where movies are taking a backseat to TV.
Oh yeah, we've been saying that.
I know, but it's so this really reinforces it because, like I said, they made the Batman and they're doing the Penguin series, which will be a lead up to the next Batman, and this will be like 11 hours worth of the Penguin,
yeah.
and it's done as well as the movies.
Yeah.
It's just as a Gen X kid that grew up watching terrible television. Television shows that cost like $2,000 an episode, you know, and it was just garbage. They threw back when a season. Hold on to your hats, kids. This is when a season of a television series would be 25 episodes.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Now it's like 8 because it's 8 episodes. It's a movie cut into 8 hours, basically.
Right.
Kevin Costner thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then we see that,
Yeah,
then they try and make a movie. No,
Yeah.
it should have been a fucking TV show. You dumb
Should
fuck.
have.
Yeah,
But I mean, it seems
Cut
like
it out.
they can execute so
but
much
the
better
fact
on the TV
that the
side.
fact that the money goes into TV and there's less money in movies. Movies are shrinking. TV shows are blowing up. This will reverse at some point. It'll go back again, but we're not there yet. We're still.
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it'll be.
I think we're getting close. Yeah, it's been a while. The Sopranos really started it off. I feel like where prestige television, where
Oh, yeah.
you can do 12 episodes of a show that are as good as a movie.
like long ass episodes.
yeah,
'Cause
just
that wasn't always the
really
thing.
good. Where it used to be like an hour-long television show was bullshit. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's TV. It used to be when I was a kid. It used to be people that were on TV did not do movies
Oh,
and
yeah.
vice versa because that was a big step down to be a television actor.
and now movie
that
stars
was bullshit.
do TV.
But now
all the
it's
time.
completely reversed. It's the money, the prestige is in these great television series, and they just keep pumping them out.
You also have some of the biggest companies in the world producing TV shows, which is kind of fucking insane.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you
Like
think
to have
about
Apple making TV shows is they can put a little money behind
Yeah.
that.
Who?
You know, Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait till Nokia makes a TV show.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I-
pretty weird.
What was the? I mean, not that I expect anyone in here to necessarily know off the top of their head, but what? So obviously, in the olden days of TV, all episodes were probably like less than 30 minutes. What was the first
Not
show?
all.
But a lot.
There was
was
still hour-long dramas.
There was hour-long dramas on
Oh, yeah.
TV.
Oh yeah.
There was no hour-long comedies.
Usually, you get, in a night of TV, you get 3 or 4 half-hour shows, and then an hour or 2.
At 9
Okay.
o'clock.
Then
it
I'm
was
thinking of
generally
maybe
an hour.
ER would come
sitcom
on,
then.
you know.
Okay. Okay. So there was that. All right.
Yeah.
I withdraw my statements.
But I think you're right. I think before, I mean, Alex or Dave could probably, but like there probably was a
old
time when there weren't hour-long shows.
Yeah, in
you
my
know?
lifetime, I don't
Yeah.
remember seeing a lot of TV shows because even like the dramatic ones, like ER or whatever, were they hour long?
Yeah,
Really
that
pick-
was an
yeah,
hour long.
in the
They were?
90s, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was
guess I wasn't
really
paying
it was
attention.
I mean
Law and Order
in the
is all an
80s
hour.
it was pretty much all half hour. No?
Law.
Was
yeah.
the Hill Street Blues an hour long show? Yeah.
Yeah.
The hour
30 something was an hour long.
Somehow
I don't
there's
know if that's true.
there's always been an audience for hour long shows that are police shows,
Yeah.
hospital shows.
Yeah.
The end.
Police and hospital shows.
Oh,
A police department inside of a hospital.
yeah.
Like
There's a show.
it's like
Write
a-
that down.
Burger King, Taco Bell combination.
Yeah. Hospital police. Finally.
Okay, that's interesting. Because in my head, the beautiful story I was going to paint is like, oh, see, that's when it all changed to longer
Oh.
things. Because in my time, I didn't remember. It was like there were sitcoms.
What's the first
Like TV
what's
shows
the-
were sitcoms
What's
to
the
me.
first TV show you remember really liking as a kid? First one.
If it's not like cartoon stuff.
Yeah, like a prime time TV show.
Oh, I love Night Court.
Wow.
Yeah. Down, 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 down.
That's the thing is I think I might be a bad person to ask because I feel like it was a movie heyday, like when I was coming up, where it was like going to
Yeah,
the
but there
movies.
was still TV. You didn't
really
watch TV.
Yeah, because I wasn't like an SNL kid or anything either. Like I didn't really watch TV like that. I was like, I would go to the movie store, rent movies, and that's all I did, baby. And went to
I
the
get that.
theater.
Yeah, you're in that middle group there.
Well, and I think I was just elitist in that way, like you were talking about. That TV to me seemed lower.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like a lower art form at the
I
time.
loved
It was.
sitcoms.
Even as a kid, I didn't
Al?
like sitcoms.
Oh my God.
Oh, I
watched the dinosaurs a little.
Oh, I
think,
love the dinosaurs.
with the little baby.
All that
in.
fucking TGIF shit. I bet Alex didn't like that stuff.
what?
Day. Family Matters, Step by Step. Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers. I loved.
Yeah, everything I could think of would be stuff that Sam would have watched as well. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? But that's all
See,
like
I didn't-
Nickelodeon
yeah,
type
I didn't
shit.
have
Daytime
cable.
shit.
Adventures of Pete and Pete.
I didn't have cable. Yeah.
He used to pray for cable.
Yeah, network
I did.
TV was where
I would have dreams about cable.
I had a TV in my bedroom. Did not have cable. I had an antenna, so I got ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox.
I watched a lot of PBS during the day. Like once the syndicated shows were done on Fox and it went to like the judge shows or cops, I'd be like, I guess I'm watching Theodore Tugboat now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 16 years old watching Theodore Tugboat.
Gonna watch
I don't
some
even know what
Arthur.
that is.
Theodore, he is a tugboat and a friendly tugboat too.
Yeah, TV shows always seemed, other than cartoons, like Saturday morning cartoons, it all seemed very adult to me and like not my lane
Yeah.
at all.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I was also
And you were in that
unsurprisingly a weird kid. You know
No,
what I mean?
right. But you were in that crossover period in like the early '90s when cable really blew up, and there's a lot more going on. You could rent things.
I spent a little time on Cinemax as well, but
Well,
when everyone went to sleep.
Yes, as you do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, just in my own lifetime to see my own relationship as well as just like the culture's relationship with TV and how those things have changed. Because now I'm like, yeah, I would argue that, and I don't know if for sure this is why it's happening. It could just be correlational or whatever, but like it seems like all movies are getting way longer, which I feel like might be direct competition for the TV shows because they're like, we need to make the movies longer so that we can get more story to
You need to be
compete
more
with
of
the
a
TVs.
spectacle.
Right.
Yeah, you know. Whereas like you look back, so many movies were like an hour 30 was like
There was a lot of 90-minute long
Yeah.
movies.
it's strange to me because I'll look every week and see what movies are out in the theater, and I mean, 9 times out of 10, like there's nothing I don't want to see any of this shit. There's like
Beetlejuice.
2
Beetlejuice.
movies are released per weekend, maybe not even. When back in the day, like there were so many. Like I'll go back and look at like the top 100 movies that came out in 1987.
That's because they don't make
and I
mid-budget
watched
movies
all of
anymore.
them in the theater. I watched 100 movies in the theater in a year, and they were all pretty good. I mean,
That's because they
but
don't.
now like there's just after COVID especially, there's just not that many movies released in the theater or released at even on Netflix or whatever, even at all. It's so much smaller of a release where that used to be the shit. Like
Because they won't make low budget movies anymore.
it's all
And they
huge
won't
swinging
make,
for
they
the
won't make
fences.
big budget comedies like $100 million.
It just all
comedy
goes on.
Ain't gonna happen.
It just all goes on Apple or Disney
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, streaming can't help it. But then I also wonder too, because I was just yesterday was listening to people basically just talking about Tom Cruise and how he's essentially like the last living movie
He's the last
star.
action hero.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't have stars like that anymore, which also helped propel movies. Because I remember going to see, not to bring it up again, The Mummy in theaters, but Brendan Fraser to me was like legitimately a star at that time, you know?
For sure.
Right.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, there'd be like a Mel Gibson
Maybe
movie.
not
come
the
up and
best
you're
star, but-
like, oh, a Mel Gibson movie. I got to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's the man.
And there's like Timothy Chalamet and Adam Driver and stuff like that.
It's
but
not the same.
but it's
though.
not like
It's
how
not.
Tom
it's
Cruise
weird.
was
It's
or
all.
is.
It's so diluted and weird. Yeah.
Well, and it seems so much more studio focused or director focused versus star focused. Like when it comes to like how
But then
they market the
we're
movie.
saying all that, but like Deadpool 3 just made like $1.5 billion. Because of, Ryan Reynolds was every part of it, though. I'm aware, yeah, but because they wanted to see Ryan Reynolds be Deadpool, and he put all of it, he helped write it, he helped produce it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because I agree that it's probably in huge part Ryan Reynolds, but I don't know if it.
But they don't
There's
make
not $1 billion worth of love.
they
for
don't
Ryan
make
Reynolds,
$30 million dollar comedies anymore because there's no secondary market for it as
Right.
far
Right.
as DVDs
yeah.
and things where
Farrelly
like
brothers.
so many movies pre like 2010 would be like, it would come like a movie would come out like especially a comedy, it would do okay, but then people would be like, oh, this is hilarious, and they'd sell DVDs and all that shit, and that just isn't there anymore. So the studios aren't willing to spend $50 million on a comedy because they don't think they'll get it back. So it's just
Well, that you
Yeah.
could make a hit movie that
It's all
bombed
about
in
money.
theaters, and you could still make a ton of money.
yeah, like Grandma's Boy made like 14 million in the box office.
Right.
Big bomb, but it's become a humongous success off of back in the day DVDs and then replay on.
and people like me
TBS.
and my friends laughing
Yes.
all night long at it.
And I
it has a
remember
long
somebody
tail.
saying that someone famous that worked at a video store said that the most stolen. Did I hear this from one of you guys? The most stolen DVD they ever had was Grandma's Boy. Where people
Like,
people
just
would
never
rent
returned.
it. Yeah, people would rent it and then just never bring it back.
Yeah.
The Toll McGrain method.
Yes, yeah. But I did that with every movie I ever rented.
But I feel like, I mean, I've been alive. I'm 48 years old, so I've been around, and I feel like everything is cyclical. Things come and go. Things come and go. I feel like that time will come back. I just don't know in what form.
But I mean, also 100+ years ago, movies didn't even exist,
True.
so they can't be. They're not that cyclical.
Yeah, they are. We have decades worth. Like we have 7, 8, 9 decades of people like this, and they don't. Then they like that.
Of what people like.
Of what sells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're in uncharted
Alex is
territory.
talking about the pendulum, baby. It's swinging
yeah.
all over the place.
It never stops. It never does.
And the mediums will continue to adapt and change too, because I have to imagine, like anything, there will be purists, just like how we still sell books,
Yeah.
even though we have Kindles and shit.
Yeah.
So we'll still have like traditional shot on film movies and things like that the Tarantinos and Christopher Nolans will do, like the auteurs and stuff.
And
but I think there will also be like the adaptations of VR and shit that will
Yeah.
bring movies to a new level as well. That
And
might bring people back into theaters.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Who knows?
Like the Sphere even is something that I see as like that's probably the future of a lot of this shit, is like the new Avatar, despite it being maybe not the most intelligent story I've ever
Right.
seen.
Right.
But also,
But I went and saw it because I
oh
was
yeah.
like
the spectacle.
the spectacle.
Yeah.
like I've grown up through all of this and seen a lot of things, and now like with streaming like movies and music, you have everything, but you don't. But there's a ton of music and movies that I love that for rights reasons and whatever reasons are just not available anymore on streaming. They're not there. But you can find them on like YouTube or whatever. Like there's a ton of music and a ton of like stuff that there used to be like albums and like remixes and shit of music that I loved that are not on streaming anywhere because the rights didn't get approved and people are fighting over shit. So it's just
Yeah.
not there. So you have to go to the deep dark web to find some of these things. So
There's also a lot of like great artists, like especially with music, where you can be great, but you can have maybe a popular song, but if you don't make money from having your music out there now.
No,
you
it's
have
all
to
and
tour.
merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot of people that won't succeed because of that.
Well, yeah, even, I mean, this is a little inside baseball, but it is a fascinating thing that's going on is that right now, because that's how the artists are making money, especially on the musician side, is the touring and the merch. There's like this war going on between venues and artists because venues are now taxing on that merch.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen that. They'll be like, if you sell merch in our place, our brick and mortar, we get a 30% whack of that.
Oh,
or whatever it is. But it's like almost all major venues are doing things like that now because the venues have to make money, and they're like, okay, if we're not making it this other way,
that's what I'm saying. Like, because
it's interesting. I don't know what the answer is, but
in the early, like when I was a kid, 80s, 90s, whatever, like the system worked.
Yeah,
like
you bought
artists got completely ripped off by the label.
That's right, baby.
They got nothing, so they go tour and do merch and get money from that. They get 5% or something off their out. But it worked. They became millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this. So the system did work. But the delivery
Unfairly,
keeps.
but it works.
Yeah, but it keeps changing. So like, at some point, like like you can't be a extremely popular recording artist and make no money because you're getting ganked off everyone with putting their hands in your pockets every step. Then no one would do it.
Yeah.
So there's got to be at some point.
It becomes the advertising.
I mean, like,
and all that shit.
Ticketmaster and One Nation and those guys, like, they got to give it up at some point. Like, something has to change.
Well, I think they're getting.
They're all going
the
to court.
government is suing them right now.
Yeah, like it has
to
to.
demonopolize.
Yeah.
And then as that was happening, another aspect of Ticketmaster was like, oh, this is fucked up too. I can't.
Yeah, it
The
sounds like
secondary
it's all-
market.
Yeah.
It's all
Because
going
like
to
when like
court.
they'll say like, okay, 10 o'clock a.m. tickets go on sale to Chapel Roan or whatever.
Right. Alex
Here you
Carter
go.
Live.
Okay, here we go. And then like at 10:03, it's all sold out.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the secondary market's full of tickets for 3 times as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has to change. Like
Yeah.
there has to change.
Because that's just like scalping, basically.
It is. It is.
It's just because people will do that. I remember the first time I remember hearing about stuff like that, like in my sort of lifetime, was with like shoe drops and stuff, where whatever, like a limited release
that's another
Jordan
example.
drop,
Yeah.
and people would buy all of them that they could.
That still
And then-
goes on.
Yeah, and then they would sell them for 700 times the price.
At least you have to physically be there for that.
Yeah, you'd hope.
know, yeah.
Even PS5s probably they were doing that.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's the whole like. Yes, anything where there's something
Like
that the
limited.
people want, and they don't just. I mean, the technology exists for the seller of whatever hot commodity tickets, game system,
Sibian.
whatever that you can knock down the bots. You can do that, but they choose not to, and because they know that they'll make money. And then also, like if like Justin Bieber comes to Des Moines, tickets sell out immediately. All of a sudden, the secondary market is flooded. But guess who gets a taste of that? Justin Bieber does. The artists cut themselves into the secondary market. That's a known thing. It's
Like-
not just
Like they have a team that will like help
it's not
sell those.
Ticketmaster is in hand with the artist on the secondary market.
Like on StubHub or whatever it is.
So they're the artist is still getting a taste of that, which okay, great, but the fans are all getting fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, you figure, I mean, it's got to hit a wall at some point because at some point people will be unwilling to pay. Like, you won't be able to fill arenas if only the upper echelon or whatever, upper 2% of people can afford
Well, if it
tickets.
costs you $2,000 to go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know?
Even if I loved it. I mean, if it was someone I loved more than like, I'm just not going.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah, all that shit's to go like it used to be to go to like I'm gonna go see the Cubs play a baseball game. I'm gonna take the family to a good old time to the ball game. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
A base ticket is like $150
Yeah.
for the cheap seats, let alone I want to be in a good seat. That's $500. Like it's
Yeah.
it's wild. Like it's all.
No, it's kind of, I remember growing up and hearing that the boss Springsteen was like legendary for having like $200, $300 tickets back then, which was like.
But he's up there for 4 hours every
True.
night, dog.
Exactly.
Come on now.
But still, there was people putting up a stink
yeah.
about that. Where now
Yeah.
it's like 300 or 400. Yeah, it would be like a nosebleed for any like top 50
Yes,
artist,
100%.
which is wild. Like I mean, I paid like basically with fees from Ticketmaster, it was like $150, $175 a ticket to go see Lil Wayne. He had 95 openers and he played for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, as much as I loved to see him for that little bit of time I did, I was like, I kind of feel like I maybe didn't get my money's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way. Like it should be affordable at least for the fans to see and hear whoever they want to see. Of course, if you want front row or whatever great spot, that's premium.
Yeah.
But just like to get in should be like $50 or something, so you can.
Yeah, and if you want to be
But it's
front
just not
row, then
possible.
whatever. Yeah, then you can charge $1,000 for those.
It's the
That's
fucking
like
corporatization of everything. I mean, it's also like trying to own a small music venue now. I don't know if that would happen in Des Moines. I'm sure it would, but like Ticketmaster can put you out of business.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
we won't let artists play there then.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it's a monopoly. I mean, hopefully.
they bought out the biggest thing
Hopefully-
in Iowa.
Yeah.
You know, they bought 51% or whatever of First Fleet,
Yeah.
which was like the only real competition they had in the entire state,
Right.
for Live Nation at least, and now they own the majority of it.
Wells Fargo for a while was Hy-Vee tickets, wasn't it? Is it still that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now it's Wahlburger tickets.
Exactly right. Yeah, everything is so corporatized and out of touch with prices that it's just.
I honestly wouldn't be that upset if like all of or a lot of majority of that money from crazy ticket prices was going to the artist. I'd be like,
Right.
whatever, because like we all have every career
Sure.
dips at some point. So it's like make your money while you can, ball out like Chapel Roan right now or whatever.
Exactly.
If that's what it is, great. But my understanding is that's not what is happening because the ticketing people have the infrastructure, so they have that leverage to be like, we're going to take 70%.
And I don't, and that's the thing that I don't understand. I haven't looked into it, but like, if you wanted to have a show, how could you not choose like a ticketing company to be like, I don't know, like was it like Brown Bag Tickets or something? Brown something was a thing here in Des Moines, and it was like very simple but all that shit gets bought out and taken out of the market, and then the big boys come in and just
Ruin it.
ba-boom, give it to you.
I'd like to see, like, when you buy a ticket for that shit, it's like, oh, this fee and this fee and this fee. Like, what the fuck are these fees?
I know, like, oh,
Break it down for me,
yeah.
please.
Tickets are $85. You're like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
And then you go to check out, and it's like $780. You're like, what? Convenience fee, this fee, that fee. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, that was like to go see monster trucks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, these tickets ain't bad. And it's like, check out. I was like, what? Why is this $150?
Exactly.
But then
What
there'll
the
always
hell's-
be add-ons where it's like, in case you don't want to have your whole life ruined and your identity stolen, you got to pay this
Yeah.
extra $50
Right,
or whatever. Where it's like, well, I guess I have to pay for it, or you're just gonna dox me or something. Like, where it's like some of it's like optional, quote unquote, but it's optional enough they don't have to list it up front. Where you see it's like, yeah, $45 to get drunk and see monster trucks sounds great. That's how I want to spend my life.
Yeah.
And now I'm
It's pretty
spending
great.
Now I'm losing my house. I'm losing my shirt on a monster truck rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Luckily, I'm at a monster truck rally. Not a lot of shirts anyway. You know what I'm saying?
But you wish there were.
Yeah, sure do. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, luckily we just solved it all right here. So,
Yeah.
Everybody just take this to be like, here we go. This is
Start
the-
your own ticketing agency.
Three experts talking crazy.
Well, I mean, at least I working with Midwest Ticks as we have, they've been great, and like our service fees. It's so funny because I remember when we
Is
were
that
running,
locally? Is
Yes.
Midwest Ticks locally owned?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and their specialty is like state fairs and stuff.
Okay.
That's how they kind of make their bones. But they've been cool to work with. They've literally like redesigned parts of the platform just for us and things. But our fees at their highest were $2 a ticket.
Nice.
And I remember I had a few
And
people
that's
call
fair.
and be like, hello, yeah, any way we can knock these fees off? I was like, it's literally $2.
Yeah.
I'm like, have you been to a concert anywhere
And
else?
that's fair. Like if you have a ticketing platform
$2
where you have the old infrastructure to, sell the tickets, get the money, and do the whole thing,
Yeah.
like that's
Pay the IT people.
yes,
and all that
that's
shit.
you're paying for a service, and that makes sense. But when it's, hundreds of dollars for nothing,
just to see Foghat. I'm
I
like,
mean-
come on.
I love the Doobie Brothers.
Steve Foghat
but
still got it though.
It's it's wild stuff. I mean, I'm sure maybe one day we'll bring Dave on to have like a little accountant corner, talk about the ins and outs
Accountant
of financial.
corner.
But I have to imagine. They're going to court for a reason. It's monopolized to an extent that it's like
Yeah, it's
just
wild.
it's off the charts. What they're doing, price gouging, and especially with that secondary market stuff. That's when it gets truly greasy. Where I'm like, that's to be owning like the resale side of it as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're selling the ticket and you own the resale side of
Yeah.
it. So you're double dipping and making a shitload of
Yeah,
money.
it's gross.
That's like mob shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we get it. We'll pay $50 to go see whatever, and yeah, sure, like money, like it's worth it. But when it just stacks up to unbelievable rates, and you're like, who's paying? Who's able to pay to see any of this?
This is completely random, but having to watch commercials on a streaming service that you pay for drives me fucking insane.
It's pretty wild.
And you can't
Yeah.
I don't know.
Used to be-
being completely
yeah.
inundated with advertising at all times is insane.
I'm fine with it if it's like internal programming. So like HBO Max
Right.
will run an
Yeah.
ad for like
Fine.
a new show
Yeah.
that
Yep.
is a part of their platform. I'm fine with that. But don't like interrupt my penguin watching
Yeah.
Yeah.
to like
With a Gardetto's commercial.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like first off,
I'm
that
watching What We
deli
Do in the
style
Shadows.
mustard is the best one.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I got to watch a Hims commercial 7 times.
Right. My dick works fine.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's strange. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
why you won't hear any advertising on No Sleep the podcast.
That's right.
That's right. We won't do it.
Ethical podcast there ever
We
was.
won't do it.
They came knocking. Don't you worry about that. Live Nation tried to, bark at us a little, but we ain't scared.
And our live show is only going to be like $500.
That's right.
So don't worry about it.
Don't you worry. I had a rough night sleeping last night. I don't know if it was because I hit Toll's turbo mode vape or what.
Oh, it could be.
I'll get you there.
I think it was just my mind was racing too much, but it was like probably the worst night of sleep I've had in quite some time. It was where the AC was on full blast, but I was sweating, like tossing and turning and just weird shit. Then I started having where you're only able to sleep for maybe 2 hours at a time tops. So
Right.
so you're getting bad REM, and it really started like taking me into strange territory where, I mean, a great example of things I shouldn't say, but I had a dream that I kept going back into, unfortunately, of me just absolutely railing this this friend of my mom's who has like a wicked lazy eye and shit, and I was really giving it to her too, and
Oh, man.
I just
Your brain's like,
Lord.
no, we're
Yeah.
doing this tonight.
yeah, I don't know why she was in it. Like it was such a strange fever dreamy,
Yeah.
like when you're sick and you have a dream and you're like, I haven't thought about that person in 25
Right.
years.
Not just always so strange. It's like we can control
really
so
giving it
much
to
of
her.
our lives and what we think about, and it's like, hey, dream, can I just have like a nice, like I'm just hanging out type of dream, and just I'm having fun with my friends,
Right.
and your brain's like, no, your teeth are falling out again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Please stop it.
The meme of that black guy punching the polar bear or whatever. Where he's like, it's like what my dreams are like.
That's what today I was pretty tired at work. And on the way back from my favorite town on earth, Ottumwa,
Oh,
I was like, man, I'm tired. And then I'd be like, kind of swerve a little bit. And I'd be like, well, what the? they're like, what was I? Was I just fucking dreaming? What the hell was happening? Like, oh my God. Like, I'd be deep in thought, and then I'd be like, oh, yeah. Like, oh, shit. Yeah. I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast either, but.
Not streaming. Like your brain goes into the alpha state. It drops down. Your brain starts basically producing waves of like
You're like a bird.
dream time.
It was.
But you're still
crazy.
awake. I've done that a million
I've also
times.
had where I'm so tired at the wheel that I start, like, I'm like seeing bridges that aren't there. Like, I think there's a bridge coming up, and I'm like, there's a bridge. Okay, there's like, or scared to pass a truck. That doesn't happen at work. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But you like I'm like, I just got to stay awake to get past this fucking truck. Then I can get right back to snooze mode while I'm driving 80 miles per hour. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it birds that can kind of do that where they shut off like half of their
Birds
brain?
can turn off. There's certain birds that don't stop flying, and they can turn off one half.
for
of
like
their
2 years.
Yeah.
2
There's
years.
also they discovered penguins can sleep for 10 seconds at a time. Like when they're taking care of that egg, they don't move, and they can literally shut their brain off for like 10 seconds at a time.
Just get a little juice.
Yeah.
Like when you're trying to charge your phone just for a second.
Yes.
Before you have
Get
to
it
head
from
somewhere.
2%. Get it from 2% to 14. You're like, yes, that's
Yeah.
all I need.
That's all I need. I just need enough to keep my notes up on stage, you know?
Yeah.
I got to work on this new gay joke I've been doing. Do you still do the 8 hour, or was it 4 hour energy?
5 hour energy.
5 hour.
Yeah, I do.
I was
If
way
I need
off.
to. I mean, it's been, I get better sleep than I had been.
Yeah.
Also, I sleep
no
like a
booze and-
motherfucking, like once it's time for bed, I'm like, all right, world, see you later. I'm out.
Last night I
fucking
was,
done.
I think I was watching the Penguin, and my heart was like beating, like I can feel it happen. I'm sitting there, I'm totally fine, relaxed, not a care in the world. And all of a sudden my heart goes bump, 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 like just beating out on my chest. I'm like, okay. And then I pull out a Xanax.
Uh,
And then I
heart
sleep
slows
for 12,
right
and then, I'm going to bed, and I sleep like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what?
I've never
So
taken
I'm like,
Xanax.
Really?
I haven't either till recently. I'm like, what? So I get anxiety, I guess, from I don't know what. Just
going to sleep.
no, from just like a physical. All my stress, like most, if I get really stressed out or whatever, I won't like go crazy mentally, emotionally, but my body will feel it. So take a little Xanax, and it night. Bye. See you later. It's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary how well some of those pharmaceuticals work. Xanax was never the one for me. I have a prescription for Ativan that I take for like flights and stuff.
What's Ativan?
Ativan's a benzo too.
Oh, yeah.
It just like
Same. deal.
anti-anxiety,
Yeah.
like brings you down or whatever.
It's amazing though.
Because I'm like,
yeah.
on the plane usually. I'm freaking the fuck
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
so it helps me a lot. Because
Yeah.
usually I'm kind of gripping the seat, like, hey.
See, I don't freak out because of the flying. I freak out because I want to get off of the fucking plane. Let me off this fucking thing.
Well, and it's tough to be like able to always leave and like go outside, be on the ground,
Yeah.
and then suddenly for like 3 to 4 hours, they're like, "Nah, dog,
Yeah.
you up here with us?"
Yeah. You ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, mentally, it could be if you start thinking about it too much. That's why I've never like smoked weed and went on planes.
Yeah.
Because I have friends that will like take large amounts of edibles and go on
Not
planes.
just
No
like,
way.
I ate like a
fucking
bag of
nightmare. No.
mushrooms and a fucking ate
No.
4 brownies.
A local
Christ.
Des Moines man tried to open the exit door on a flight today. Yeah. I don't need that.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare. Even just like regular high, not even edibles. It would be, yeah, because you just start thinking about being in a tube 40,000 feet in the
Yeah.
air or whatever.
That shit isn't. Yeah, like me. Like that's the weird thing is I don't get anxious about things. I don't start freaking out about anything. I'm just like, you guys know me. I'm like, whatever. Like, well,
Yeah.
I'll get through it. But my body's like, no. And then I'm like, my heart starts racing and skipping beats, and I'm like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. I'm 40. I'm going down. I'm going down.
I'm too old. It won't be a tragedy anymore.
I can't. I'm not gonna die young. It'll be sort of sad, but not really.
Yeah. Just a regular old death now.
I've been thinking about lately getting older and stuff like that, and how much less things matter. Like shit just doesn't
That's
matter.
the beauty about
it
getting
just
older.
doesn't matter as much anymore.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about getting older.
Like
Is you just
you
don't
worry
give a
about
fuck.
like I was thinking about being young. Like, man, being young is hard because you stress out about dumb shit.
Being young, you're like, oh, I have all these options, and I have to do this, or I can't do that, and this won't happen, and I'm not gonna. But
Now-
when you're old, you're like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Here I am. I don't give a fucking shit.
Now I'm just like, well, Toll, your dreams aren't coming true, so just go with it, buddy. You know?
Embrace the nightmare.
I just mean like today I was like, I guess I didn't try hard enough. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Well, yeah. Because
Try harder? No.
I remember being a kid and like every day just felt so long. It felt like every day meant so much more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like
Oh,
it all
yes.
felt like it was all being calculated and kept track of, like a tally. And you're like, you only take so many L's before, like, we're just gonna kill you or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or now it's like, even yesterday, I was truly by the end of it having like a pretty crummy day. But the whole time I was able to tell myself, I was like, you're gonna wake up tomorrow, and even if you might still think about it, feel it a little,
Yeah.
it's gonna be at worst like 30% better.
Yeah. Even if it's 2% better, the next day it'll be 4% better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if that'd be something like truly shitty for it to be that slow of a curve, even,
Right.
but it's like,
Yeah, but when you're a kid, like
Time
I can
heals,
remember like being in like English class and looking at the clock, like it's 48 minutes long. You keep looking at the clock. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, it's only been 2 minutes. Takes so fucking long. And now like a month and a half goes by. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah.
it's about
What?
to be snowing again, probably. in
Yeah,
like a month
exactly.
and a half.
Right.
Like just things click, click, click.
You also
click.
grow like a callus to life. You're like, well, yeah, a shitty thing happened. Well, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm in
Nothing.
I'm in the pumice stone part of my life right now, where I
trying to smooth it out.
yeah, where I truly felt, at least with love and relationships and all that stuff. I feel like all my 20s was me like developing a big bunion
Yeah.
over like
Oh, yes.
all my feelings.
Again, yeah, that's the beauty of getting old is like with age comes wisdom in whatever form. Not saying we all become very wise old men, but
Yeah.
at least
Exhibit A through C.
Exactly right. But at least what you're used to, like you get a little callous to it, and you understand. Okay, well, this is just this thing just blew up, and okay, that's fine. Okay, just. But when you're younger, it's all like a 10 alarm fire, and you're running around, and you have no idea what's happening, and now you're like,
Mayday.
I don't give a fuck. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you need
It
the
all
callus in
comes
order
around.
to not feel like the world's
Right.
ending constantly.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, but then eventually you do. I felt that way with like the drinking and shit or whatever, where that became like part of the callus almost, where I would just do it because I didn't want to feel that thing anymore or whatever. And then you realize eventually, or at least that's the place I'm at, where it's like, well, I want to feel some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while,
Yeah.
maybe, but it's
Want to bury everything.
yeah. Because even now I'm taking like a little break from the weed again because it was giving me anxiety and stuff. But now I'm just having to feel everything at its full like potency,
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
raw dog feelings, and
Yeah.
it's like, I guess it makes sense that I feel like being a kid again almost, where I'm like I'm just out here sober and doing it.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I
But
see
it's
why
not
everybody
bad.
drink.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah, it's better. I mean, it is better. Like I'm at the point now. It's always this time of year, like beginning of fall, where like usually in the winter time, I'll take a break off everything and slow everything down, and then it all ramps up to the point of now where it's almost fall, and I'm like smoking and drinking and eating and just like constantly like, and then I'll stop and be like, you don't it doesn't matter. You don't have to do all that shit. You don't have to
Yeah.
always constantly be like, I have to do this right now. Oh, I want to watch a movie. I gotta be fucked up. No, you don't. Just relax. Just
Yeah.
you don't have to do that. You've convinced yourself that you have to be vaping, smoking, drinking, eating, whatever, whacking. Yes, like all of that. Like just don't. Just take a break, and guess what? You're fine.
I will.
But there is that. I mean, talking like when I first go fully like clear headed like that for an extended period of time, I get those like palpitations you're talking about or whatever. Where those first couple of days, I feel myself being like, I need to be doing something.
Yeah. You get that.
I need the edge off.
The anxiety of like having to, but you don't, because I mean we live in such a time now.
You don't, but you're also like, do I? And then you do.
And then you're
right. Like maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. We've evolved as humans very little, but our world is evolved massively.
Right.
Almost every day, and we're just trying to keep up, and it's extremely stressful just being a human in in 2024, just trying to live your life with everything that's happening all the time, all the information we're being fed.
We aren't designed.
We're all terrified of everything, but our bodies and our minds are the same as they were 200,000 years ago. Yeah. Nothing's changed, but everything around us will not stop changing to a point where it's like, I gotta get fucked up all the time just to try and manage.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough times for humans out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, myself included, but a lot of people are on medication just to be able to like block out some of the noise that's coming in all the time, because that feels like
too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too much. Imagine taking like Moodang, that little baby hippo, and being like, all right, you got to start creating content. You got to like have an opinion on politics, and like the little hippo would be like,
he's already like that.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's
that's it.
It's a good way to think of it, though. Of just like that's something in therapy. My therapist has been trying to like help me with, is even someone who you would think is like not hard on themselves at all, like is a narcissist or whatever. Almost everyone is like really way too hard on themselves across the board, like just in life,
I don't know anyone that's not.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I know one person.
Yeah.
There you go. Correct. Yes.
But even internally, he very well might be a fucking
I don't
mess.
think so.
Well,
Who knows?
No,
he's a mess, but not.
He definitely is internally, because Kamala Harris made fun of the fact that his stupid rallies, people leave early, and he cannot stop talking.
He took that bait so fast. It was hilarious.
Eating them up inside.
Changing of the seasons. This is when I find myself. I'm like, oh man, I would sure like to drink. When
the
leaves
leaves
start
start
changing.
falling?
Football. I don't even care about football, but I'm like, that means drinking, seeing people outside enjoying themselves. I drank at Fall Fest. I'm probably not going to go to a wedding reception because I want to drink. I'm like, if I
That's
go,
good though. I mean, you're making a choice.
Yeah.
And it's better. I mean, when I did my completely sober January, and AJ's done big swaths of this when I stopped everything, drinking weed and everything, just stop, just live like just raw dog life, as the kids say.
That's right.
And what I learned from that was, oh, I'm fine. I'm actually fine. And we all are led to believe that we're not fine, and you need this, and you need this, and you need this, and you have to do this. Don't forget to take this, and make sure you do that. I mean, you don't. But we're all just in a panic all the time of having to feel like, oh, we have to do this. I'm trying to get, I don't want to feel this or think about that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, versus just kind of being.
Being.
Well, it's also just like I want to feel something else.
Yes.
Even if I feel fine, I still want to feel different.
Yeah.
I know, that's my whole thing. It's like, I want to watch this movie. You know what'll make this movie better? If I smoke a big bowl of weed.
Yeah.
Crack a
And
beer
then you get
open.
15 minutes in, you're like, wait, do I know what's going on?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you get done watching, and you're like, I think that was good. What was it about? I don't know. What happened? I don't know. I think it was okay.
Yeah.
I'll never know.
Yeah.
It's the times
Love
we
it.
live in.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder. I guess like I talk about the pendulum swinging. It'll swing. Who's gonna swing it? Are like my kids are not. When I was their age, 19, 20, whatever, I had gotten busted for having several fake IDs for buying booze and being in bars and getting drunk, and I'm like, I have to do that. And they don't give a fuck about any of that.
Right.
They just do their own thing. They'll drink a little bit, whatever. They smoke weed, but it's not. I don't know what it is about our generation that's like, go.
We were
we have to.
I mean, we lived through the times. I mean, everyone did, but like the technological advances that we came up pre-internet, and then became adults while the internet was around. And I think that's, I don't know if it fucked us all up, but it's kind of
being a part of like the
unique.
patient zero internet era is not a great place to be. I would
Not
say.
great.
yeah.
Not
It's gonna be
great.
right up there with lead
No.
paint and a few other things.
Yeah.
I have to imagine at least.
I mean, I
Vape
loved
was a
every
blast.
I loved every minute of it, but at some point it's just like,
But it is fucking us all up.
Yeah, I mean, the unexpected consequences. But it's the same thing where you could argue that the Industrial Revolution was a mistake.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when it comes to, Toll and I were talking about a little bit last night.
Agriculture.
Yeah, I mean, just the
How
combustion.
far back you want to go? Yeah.
oh, I know, like
Kind of blew it.
I was out last week or so. My wife and I went out and we went to a cabin in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin. Literally couldn't hear a car, didn't see a light, just in the middle of the woods. And it was fantastic. Like, just like, oh yeah, like life,
Yeah.
Just being regular people. You don't have to have a million inputs charging you all up and getting you all riled up and getting dopamine hits every second of the day. There's something to be said for the olden days back when
Little House on the Prairie.
you just sat outside and stared at the sun and went blind and
Yeah.
Knitted a hat with your family
Yeah.
that you all shared for the winter.
Oh, you made your wife do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you'd call her names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, it goes to that animal side of it too, though. I've used this example before, but like there are certain. We had a dog when my mom first got remarried that was like such a kind of. I don't know where the dog came from, but I think it was like it was a farm dog that got treated kind of tough before we had it.
Right.
And you couldn't like just fill its bowl full of food or it'd eat it so fast it would like puke and shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because it's an animal and it
didn't know where its next meal was
mean,
coming from.
yeah, exactly. Where some of it, I think, has to, because we're talking about being animals before and like giving ourselves some grace.
We're
with
still
it.
animals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We act like we aren't, but I mean,
Yeah, and we should give ourselves
So-
some grace. Is that I mean, if you could teach a cat how to vape, I bet that cat would be vaping all
Yeah,
day
dude.
long. You know what I'm saying? Like it just would.
Watching Sopranos, vaping, smoking weed, drinking beer.
Yeah, DoorDash, shit like that. Where it's
Exactly.
like eating Arby's like I did. The Arby's did help.
that's going to
earlier,
be
by
my
the way.
children's book, AJ. What a great idea. If you give a cat a vape,
It'll vape.
you know?
Vape
Oh, yeah.
Cat Vape
Yep.
Yeah.
by Dr. Seuss.
That's like Daniel Ryan's stuff, like the art. If anyone remembers the thing I gave Alex, the cat on the jet ski,
Yeah.
he perfectly captures like. I think he might be the greatest modern artist.
He is, and I will tell you, I bought an original from him, and I'll have it pretty soon. It's an
Nice.
illustration. I can't remember what it says. Fuck, but it's something of the point of, what is it? It's something like the cat saying like, someone says like, "You're not happy," and he's like, that can't possibly be true. And the cat has a vape, Taco John's, a beer, and a joint, like all this
Yeah.
shit in front of him. It's like, that can't possibly be true. Okay? I'm like, yes, that's America right now.
Well, and some of it, I guess maybe unsurprisingly, this is, you know, we're being sold shit 24/7. I mean, even
Yeah.
social media now, it's to the point, at least on Facebook, where I literally every other post is an ad
Yep.
or like
Oh,
a
yeah.
suggested thing to another page that's going to try to sell me something or whatever. Where it's like, you know, oh, I guess I do need this Floby or
I
whatever.
mean, you can't even get gas at Casey's without the fucking pump being like, "Hey, blah blah blah, you need a Diet Coke.
You want a car wash?
Yeah, like all
It
right.
is crazy how advertising is so pervasive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is it that important? Like, I know we all need to buy shit, but
We would
it's-
still buy shit if it wasn't constantly
Yeah,
yeah,
because you just need
rammed
stuff.
into our brains.
Yeah, like you still need bread and milk and
Yeah.
things like that. And I'm someone who is in sort of the lane of like entrepreneur or whatever you want to call it. But I think that was oversold too, because now everyone feels like they need to like not have a regular ass job where
Right.
yeah.
Like-
oh yeah, people have all been led to believe that they can all be online superstars.
yeah. And it's so fun. My favorite thing is when someone who is not in that lane at all decides to like try to step into it.
Yeah.
And you can tell that like sincerely they're like they're gonna give it a concerted effort to like try to break through doing whatever kind of content creation. And they're following like all the template of like what is successfully working other places, but it's already too late.
Yeah.
But you're like, I'm not gonna be the one to tell you it's too late.
yeah.
I found the art I was talking about. So it's a
I tell myself it's too late every single day.
It's a Daniel Ryan illustration that I bought for like $50, and I'm very happy about it.
That's good.
And it's two
price.
cats, and the cat says, "You will never be happy," and the other cat says, "With all due respect, that's simply untrue." And he has an iPhone, a taco, a plate of food, a PS5 controller, a joint, a drink, and a bottle of pills. And that is where we're all at right now.
Give me about 10 minutes. I'll be happy as hell.
Yeah.
That's simply untrue. I
Had a
can
pint
do
of ice cream.
everything.
Yes.
But really, you need nothing. You need to get your head together, figure out what's important, live your fucking life.
Well, it's hard when, you know, the little
This is
light
coming
up.
from a guy that smokes weed, plays PS5, drinks, eats all the
covered all
time.
of
Yeah, loves nachos.
But when you have a, you know, bright, shiny box in your hand that's like catered to you, telling you like
This will fix everything.
Yeah, what you want. Like you're gonna need this. Like I want to buy this new like steamy cat brush that's gonna get all the fur off my fluffy.
Yeah,
It'll
cat.
change everything.
It'll make my life better.
Some of those things,
This will make my dad love me.
some of the targeted ads. I mean, I bought stuff and I haven't been disappointed yet.
Yeah,
With
that's
the
the worst
things
part.
where I'm like, this thing looks cool, and then I buy it and I'm like, it is cool. I'm glad I bought it.
Yes.
So
I mean,
don't know.
I've had a
No, of
TV
course.
for my bed for the
But
longest
I'm not
time.
buying hymns. Sorry, EJ.
No, you're fine. I don't think I ever did hymns. I did Propecia for a while. Try to get
Worked great.
worked pretty good.
Hair on his head, folks.
I remember I took it and then like I blew my coat like a dog does before like when the seasons change, big fluffy dogs they'll like blow their coat, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember I started taking Propecia, which insurance does not cover because it's like totally like vain and elective,
Right.
you know, to like protect your hair.
Not a life-saving
Yeah.
procedure.
So it was like super expensive. I was stretching the budget thin to get it. And I remember like within a week, I had lost like 50% of my hair because it basically blows out all the hair that was gonna be
okay.
going out anyway. And it's supposed to come back, but I was so devastated. I was like, fuck these pills.
Yeah.
And then never came back and then shaved my head shortly after.
Looks good.
Thanks, buddy. I
You got a good looking head.
Thanks. I really did look in like hardcore into like, can I get a loan for $40,000 to get a hair transplant?
Yeah.
Like I remember going that far down the road because I was like, my life is
yeah.
fucking over if I don't have hair. Like I'm never gonna get laid again. Meanwhile, I actually did much better. Not because I don't think it's because I necessarily like looked better shaved head, but because I wasn't like dwelling on it constantly. You know?
Right.
You know that internal.
Yeah, a guy whose
Grossness.
hair
Yeah.
is going and it's really bothering him, you can always tell.
Oh yeah, you can
because like
smell it.
the
a
hat
mile
will
away.
never come off,
Yeah.
or they're always futzing with it. It's yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
Like me pulling my shirt out of my gut during the podcast.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Grizzly does the
Yeah,
talking.
that's
I got
why
my
don't
hat
worry
on
about it.
tight.
Yeah.
Everything is fine under here.
But see, you've already went so far beyond, like, you're not 21 and your hair is like,
Yeah.
and even now it's like, I still think your hair looks fine.
Yeah,
It's got a little of that
look. Yeah, I know.
cotton
Look,
candiness to it.
I'm
now.
48. It's going out. And that's my goal. Was like, if I can make it to 50 and have some sort of head of hair, then I've won.
Yeah, you've
genetic
won in
lottery.
life.
Yeah.
And then Dave, he has the hair of,
14-year-old boy.
that's right.
There's
God giveth, God taketh
Yes.
away.
there's payoffs. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. It's time to start landing this no sleep
Oh.
plane.
Oh.
It's been almost an hour and 45 minutes.
My
This
goodness.
has not been our funniest one, folks. I apologize for that, but we're just talking about real shit,
We're just talking it out.
Yeah.
you know?
Sometimes it's really been, gosh, yeah, it's been a weird last week or so for you, boy. So I apologize for that. But at least you had the F-150 story. Remember that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And just as an addendum to the F-150 story, yesterday, Josh, our friend who got his account taking over the AJ fell for hook, line, and sinker, is back, and he's selling like 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like PS5,
Yeah.
2 more cars, some furniture. And
I should comment on it. I guess he'd probably block me if I did, because it seems like it's not body enough. Like the person, because I even showed you that he tried to follow back up with me, where when I unblocked him to try to get my messages back, he saw that I unblocked him, I guess, and he was like, "Hey, you still interested?"
Yes.
Yes. But remember those times? F-150 was a good time, folks. We always got that. And I changed my nickname in the group chat to Ford F-150 as well.
That's the most appropriate nickname yet.
Yes. Because before it was Open Mic Bot, which was a very old joke at this point.
Yeah.
Some of you would be too young to remember it. But I mean, unless we have any closing remarks, but
I don't think
we'll come
so.
back with a funny vengeance next week, I promise. But
I don't
sometimes
think
you just
we
got
were.
to.
I mean, we were all right.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
That's fine.
I had a lot of people say that the last episode was literally like the funniest one we've ever
Yeah.
had,
Yeah.
because we were on fire.
You were on fire.
Yes.
But I mean, collectively we were juicing. Where
Yeah.
I didn't have it tonight, but I appreciate you two.
So have to talk some stuff out sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Life's
I don't
crazy.
do anything.
life be lifing,
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
these ones are fun in their own way too, in a relatable way, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey, at least I'm not AJ.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I did want to issue an apology to Ken Burns. I've made fun of his haircut my entire life. That bowl cut he had.
Yeah,
He
forever.
changed it.
He finally changed it,
He
which looks pretty
changed
good.
it, yeah.
But turns out I learned just recently, because I finally Googled it. I was like, there has to be someone who's asked him about that haircut, like
Right.
why he did that. And I guess it was based off his mom who died, and that was like the haircut she had.
That's not a good reason.
It wasn't a great excuse, but I was like, I'm gonna apologize anyway. And Ken's
That's
an
a bad
avid listener.
reason. Yeah, that makes it worse to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right, fuck Ken Burns.
That's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
This
It was
is
a
my
terrible
mom's
haircut.
haircut.
Yeah.
Now you're just trying to pull heartstrings for
Yeah,
your dumbass
get outta here.
haircut.
I
Please.
did
If somebody told me that, if I was like, I would never tell someone they had a weird haircut. But if I came up and they're like, oh, like have you noticed that my hair is weird? Like I didn't want to say anything, but your hair is pretty fucking weird. And then they're like, well, this was my mom's haircut. I'd be like, does your fucking brain work? yeah. Like okay, like wear a fucking medallion or something, you weirdo.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a strange hair. But I did start watching. I actually paid the little PBS fee on the app so I could start watching the Civil War thing.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Those
It's
Ken
pretty-
Burns documentaries are
They're
no
great.
joke.
fucking great, dude.
At this point, from what
The
I've read,
best.
his Civil War series, amongst his other series as well, is like basically the definitive like
Yeah.
yeah.
video
Yeah, that.
essay, I guess, on the Civil
Yeah,
War.
yeah.
So I started that, so you can look forward to a lot of Civil War
A
talk.
couple years ago, he had Nazis in America. Ooh, that's a good one too.
That's a good
But-
one.
Was it like a white nationalist?
No, it
kind
was
of
like,
thing?
well, it was kind of
No.
like leading up to World War II. What was happening over there and what was happening over
We're like,
here.
oh, we're America. We're all against Nazis.
yeah, not quite. Yeah.
Oh, were we kind of sympathetic towards?
There were certain,
Lots of
yeah,
people were.
Yeah.
Some
The
things never
party.
change.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, add that to the long list of shit we weren't so cool about.
It's a
yeah.
long list.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Also, when I can't remember. Oh, I think it was Adidas. Someone was going off about that somewhere online. It led me down a rabbit hole of like, yeah, don't look into like any billion-dollar brand basically, because
Yeah.
it turns out all of
Especially
them.
from Germany.
Yeah, I was like, basically all of them like built shit for the Nazis, or like it was Nazis later on.
That fucking Volkswagen Super Bowl commercial where they're like going through the history of Volkswagen. I was like,
Did they
well,
leave out the
Volkswagen-
40s?
Yeah,
You're missing out a
you left
very
out a little
important
chunk there.
chunk.
Yeah.
That 41 to 45 era. was
Yeah.
suspiciously quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I
I
mean,
forgot something there. Amongst the hippies, there was a little something before that. But yeah,
A little bit.
plane landed.
hit a little turbulence, but we did in fact land the plane. The wings are off. Anyway, folks, No Sleep the Podcast is the name. Making you laugh is the game. You can be the judge. But Black Cat Ice Cream, new location coming soon. This is hot off the press. We're about to go live here shortly. The next Teehee's on tour, which Captain Roy's was great, by the way.
I heard
It really was a great show. Shout out Captain.
sold
Roy's.
out.
That's right,
Nicely
baby.
done.
And it was just a good room for it. Like Dave, I think, was shocked at how good the room. It was a hot room,
Nice.
like worth going there again for sure.
Nice. Nice. I thought it would be.
Yeah, interesting shape. It's kind of like an L shape, but it really worked. Where we kind of put it in the corner of the L, and then we were kind of casting to the
nice.
two legs of it. It worked. Yeah, but our next one will be at the new Black Cat location in Valley Junction.
Whoa.
Junks.
I don't think it won't be ice cream ready at that point.
Sure won't.
But we're gonna
Will it ever be? Who knows?
but we're gonna do a show in there.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that'll be the Teehee's Comedy Club. You know what I'm saying? Black Cat Comedy Club. Venmo at Tobo Cop. Support
Sure.
your local girl dad.
That's right.
He's
Forgot to wear
raising
a hat.
two young ladies. You know that these ladies don't raise themselves.
It's true.
And what else? Patreon.com/NoSleepDSM. Thank you to our executive producer, Mr. Sam Hershaw.
Oh, and this
on the ones and twos tonight.
gotta look at the old calendar here. But this
Friday?
Friday at Groucho's, you can see all of us. I think Hershock's on it.
Yes.
Dave Bowman's hosting it.
Everybody.
It's really all killer, no filler.
Yeah.
Is what they should have called that show, because it's some heavy hitters.
I haven't done comedy since June.
All killer, no filler.
Yeah, we'll see. There might be a little lull in there.
Yeah, but Groucho's is a very weird room, but they have a hot dog roller, I heard.
That's all I need.
Yeah, Big Buck Hunter, hot dog roller, and a crowd that doesn't like comedy. So it's going to be a good time,
Sounds
baby.
like my kind of room.
Yes. So check that out. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's just about everything. So Sam, over on the right-hand side,
Little podcast outro button.
yep. So you'll click that basically once Alex waves goodbye, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So I've been AJ Simmons.
Well, I've been Tom McGrain.
I've been Alex Carter.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Fucking AJ, Toll and Alex. They're fucking hilarious.
This is a certified hood classic.